Yep. Back out here on it, back out here on it. Shields up. All my trekkers know what it is. Live long and prosper. So, you got any Star Trek fans? I know we gotta have some Star Trek fans here at ONYXCON. That's where we started, is sci-fi, fantasy, and all of that as a Comic-Con. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do hit that subscribe button. Make sure you look around in our playlist and you'll quickly realize we're not a one-trick pony. Not at all. We are a multi-niche channel. Very proudly a multi-niche channel, meaning we cover a lot of different topics, everything from gaming, travel, do vlogs with that, commentary on recent popular events in the popular arts, reaction videos, reviews, interviews. Say that again, reviews and interviews. That's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Hulk just swooped across the road. Good energy today. You know what I'm saying? Power to the temples. That gives me everything I need right there. That's them totems talking to me, y'all. That's them totems. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Universe bless. So, wow. Ringtail Hawk just went straight across my path. Just swooped in. So smooth. So smooth. Yes, we're hailing from the Atlanta Metro ATL Georgia area, if you know Georgia. If you know anything about Georgia, you ain't surprised that we actually have Hawks, which is why I always loved the name of our basketball team, Atlanta Hawks. I'm like, yeah, we got Hawks. That's real. Falcons. We actually have Falcons in Georgia. So I love those mascots for those reasons, especially. I like regionally. I don't have any problem with, claiming stuff that ain't got nothing to do with where you're at. Like if we were the Lions or something, shout out to Detroit. There ain't no Lions in Detroit, but it's all good. They got some Lion fans, so yeah, I'm with them too. I like the Lions. But I just like that we have regionally related mascots. I really do. I think that's really cool. I think there's enough cool stuff any place on the earth that when your mascots reflect the area, it's in its own way, it's more empowering. Because it's not like you're trying to be something that's not there. You can really relate to that. Like, I know how serious that animal actually is because I've seen what they can do. I've watched one. I've been around one, and that's what makes that so cool to me. And I could go on and on and on for that, but and I do, and I will, because that's what we do here whenever I go live. I like to tell people, if you're expecting any precise topic, sometimes I have those when I go live, but most of the time I just chop it up. Most of the time I just go in on various topics, and today's gonna be one of those days where I hop around. So get ready when the camera goes off, because I'm doing the job and I got to get back on, and then I cut it back on. I may be talking about something totally different, but I'm real good at remembering where I left off. So I will more than likely want to finish whatever I was saying, because that's how I am, because I'm a Virgo. Shout out to my Virgos. If you're a Virgo, go ahead and give me that like and that subscription. Virgos got to stand together. We unique like that. 24 in the building, I ought to see at least 20. Are you kidding me? Where the thumbs up? 30. Does that say 30? Am I going? What? That says 34 people up in here. Let's get some love if y'all can hear my voice. If you can hear my voice, let's get the love flowing. Come on. Hit the buttons. Send them up. Send them up. So anyway, I was talking about mascots and everything, and various animals, and ones that are native to areas, and mascots and whatnot, how that goes. So, like I said, we actually have Hawks. We actually have Falcons. When we had a hockey team years ago, the Thrashers, we actually have Thrashers. That's a real bird, the brown thrasher. It's one of Georgia's birds. If I remember right, it might be. Is that our bird? That might be the state bird. I think it is. I think it's the state bird. But yeah, so what I'm saying, we actually have Thrashers. 6 thumbs up. I appreciate y'all. 6 living beings. The rest of these folk must be AI. They must be robots. We ain't gonna trust them. But I appreciate my 6. Thank you. So yeah, we got Thrashers, we got Hawks, we got Falcons. What else we've had in the past? Or even now, thinking about teams. We got the Atlanta, It's the Georgia Swarm. I think they just ripped the whole state for it, for lacrosse. And I like that because we got all kind of bees and stuff. 7 in the building, got thumbs up. Appreciate y'all. You know, that makes all the sense in the world. When it get warm here, we got plenty of different types of bees. So that always makes sense. Speaking of bees, Georgia Tech, Buzz and them, you know what I'm saying? Buzz, the mascot, the yellow jacket, and of course the Rambling Wreck is the car, but Buzz is the one. Buzz is the one you know. Buzz ride the car, you know, so I love the yellow jackets because if you ever been stung by a yellow jacket, you understand that's a formidable... What? I've been stung at least 4 times in my life, maybe. Horrible feeling. Horrible. They ain't no joke. They ain't no joke. And they quick to get agitated. They quick to get in that ace. Y'all gotta hold tight for me. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, this is how it goes when I go live. Usually, I put the content between the other jobs I gotta do, not the job I wanna do. The job I really wanna do and need to do is talking to y'all, making this content, editing, etc. But I had to make these breaks and do the stuff I got to do to keep these damn bills paid until enough of y'all hit subscribe. And then I ain't gotta cut nothing. I can just keep it flowing, keep it flowing. You wanna see that? Hit that subscribe button right now. I'll be back in a second. We're back. So as I was saying, people, I was talking about mascots and relevant mascots to territories, to geography, to where people actually are and what's going on there with the flora and the fauna. And I like when there's mascots that are actually real. Like another one of my all-time favorites has always been Florida A&M University. Fam has the Rattlers. And I've heard stories that they took that mascot because when they first started building the campus, the area that they were there before the people showed up. They're gonna still always be there one way or another. So it's like they honored the rattlesnake. I was like, I think that's cool as hell. And rattlesnakes are absolutely lethal. So in terms of a ferocious mascot, something of might and power, everybody in the South respects a rattlesnake. Respects snakes in general, but they damn sure respect rattlesnakes. So I think that's cool as hell. Very cool. On that note, yesterday I was talking about, you know what? I'll just say I had a reference to something in my last live about an HBCU. And I'm gonna let y'all just have to go back and watch that content. Help me get these numbers up. We need that watch hour number to leap through the roof in 2025. So I'm just gonna hint at stuff. I'm gonna start doing a lot of Easter egg type content where I give cliffhangers like a good comic book, which is, you know, the core of where ONYXCON started, is in comic book culture as a Comic-Con. That's what we began our journey as. We were a Comic-Con and forever will be, but no longer doing the live events. But we'll come back to that. When it's time, we will. But yeah, I mentioned something. So if you want to know what I was talking about that, you just got to go watch the last live from yesterday and it'll break it down for you. You know what I'm saying? But for today, like I said, I'm gonna jump around. I got a lot of topics I want to cover. One was I wanted to salute, I was talking about the numbers and as a YouTuber trying to get our watch hours up, I realized how important that is. And I was watching one of my favorite channels that I follow here. Shout out to my main man, Richie Mack. I talk about him like I know him because he just feels like one of them dudes you already know. He's got that kind of good energy about him. And that's why his channel has been so successful, I feel like. Like Richie Mack, if you don't know, is Zoom to Thailand. If you ever watched that channel, if you never heard of it, look it up. Zoom, like I'm saying, ZOOM 2 TO, Thailand, the country. He's a black man from Los Angeles. He moved to Thailand after a vacation. I believe, if I remember his story right, it was a destination wedding he went to, and he was blown away with the culture and the people and the place, and he started visiting regular, and he messed around and met this gorgeous lady at a massage place where they also did nails and everything, and he was getting a foot massage and started flirting with her, and the next thing you know, he's dating her, and it turned into love for real, and it was always love at first sight. So he's got a real, it ain't a complete fairy tale, but it's the kind of beautiful, wonderful, real life stuff that I know from my own experiences can and will happen when your heart is in the right place and the universe wants to bestow upon you a real blessing of a wonderful person in your life to share life with. So he's got that. Shout out to him and Elle, that's his lady's name. She's got her own channel too, if you didn't know about him. But just a good dude, and I can say with all solidarity, you know, this far in my journey with watching his content, he don't slip. He always on point. He don't change up his format of what he's about and what he's gonna present. And that's just what you get when you go there. He's a fun dude. He talks a lot. Reminds me of myself, how he's got a lot of energy. And he's a little bit older than me, but he can really jump around, but always stay on point. And that reminds me of myself. Like I said, he go through a lot of tangents. We'll talk a lot, but if you like what he got to say, it's always interesting. So that's my guy. And he was talking in a video he must have put out. They're today. Right now they're night because they're 24 hours different, and I know that from experience having visited Malaysia. But it was a really good one where it was almost like a refresher to the channel, knowing that we're going into 2025, kind of like, yo, this is what this channel is about, and this is why I do it the way I do it. And it inspired me. It inspired me like a lot of his videos have inspired him and others that I follow, especially my travel vlog people I follow, because they're living a great deal of the lifestyle I want this channel to be about. I want to make this channel of vlogging, in addition to everything we're already doing, like all the gaming and everything else will continue. But I go live one time and I might be in Thailand. I might go live another time and I'm in Africa. I go live another time, I'm in, wherever I'm at, and I'm still gaming or whatever. Bring the game with me, or still, get to that when I can. Maybe a month off from the gaming, or maybe a month off from other things we cover here at this channel, because I'm doing that. But most everything I do here, I can do anywhere in the world. All I need is Wi-Fi and the tools, the technology. That's it. That's what you realize when you travel. You realize there's nothing holding you back but the little elements that make this broadcastable. That's it. Once you have those things, you're good. And I'm somebody who is willing to humble myself to my budget and realize, I ain't got a whole bunch to deal with. So I work with what I got and still make all these miracles come true. You know what I'm saying? I still put out content, and I ain't got the fancy cameras, and I ain't got no camera crew. It's just me. But that's how most channels are. Most people doing this that have, hundreds of thousands of subscribers and stuff, they're like a one-man, one-woman production team. And I'm in the film business, so I know what that word really means when you put it on that other level. And I've come to understand you don't have to have all the fanciest stuff, the most expensive stuff, to still make impactful, relatable, watchable, enjoyable content that the whole world will support. And Richie was saying in his latest video, he said the main thing to do is not so much worry about getting your numbers of people up, get your watch numbers up, watch hours. I said, I know exactly what he means. Because right now, my channel is a living example of what he's talking about. We want to get to the first tier of monetization, which is 3,000 watch hours. The ultimate level is 4,000 watch hours. We have 2,100 and something, depending on what day. Some days it's 2,100 and something, some days it's 2,200 and something. That's because every new day is the new 365 calendar for YouTube. They only count your numbers within this time last year. What were your numbers? And for a whole year from this day. So every day you're going back to one less day, if that makes any sense. It's like from this day back is a year. What's your numbers? How many people watched your stuff? That's literally how it counts. So because the algorithm is built around that platform and that method of determining your channel's value and all that stuff, until you reach 3,000, you can't get super chats where people can comment and send $5, $10, $100, whatever they want to send to make their comment seem real big when you go live. And it's funny about that too, because I've been watching people like Richie do that for years. And as big and famous and wonderful as his channel is, and all the positive energy he puts out, he don't never start no shish with nobody. He don't be on that BS, none of that. He too grown, and he ain't about that dumb mess. His whole channel is about escaping that dumb mess. You know what I'm saying? He left LA and all the hustle bustle of America and the stress and everything to get away from that kind of stuff. So, but it's amazing. Every time he go live, I still see him and his friends have to mention that there's somebody that they had to, take off or whatever, or cut out. And I'm like, yeah, it's pathetic. So I have this new perspective on all that. I just look at it like, look, there's a way you can literally make it where only certain people can chat. That's what we're gonna be doing here. Like, I ain't had time to sit down and do it yet, but if you're one of my followers, if you're a subscriber here, here's what I'm gonna ask all y'all to do right now. If you know that sometime later in the future, you might want to still be able to chat with me, because some of y'all cool as hell, and I know y'all mean well, and y'all ain't got no bad, nothing about you. You just good people like me, and you want to do, you want to be positive energy when you come on here and want to chat and stuff. Send me a ONYXCON@gmail.com. That's the business email. Send a message, say, yo, I'm such and such on YouTube. I really like your content. When you do get to the point where, you allow super chats, because we ain't there yet. We got to get the numbers first. Once we get the watch hours, 3,000 watch hours, and we can do super chats and all that other stuff. If you know you're going to want to, hey, man, I want to be able to hit that button and not have to go through anything else, but just keep watching. Man, please. These cops be falling out of trees around places like this. So anyway, I was saying, so I just want y'all to, let me know that you one of my good people. Hit me at ONYXCON@gmail.com if you know you want to support in that way. Or even now, you ain't got to wait. You don't even have to send no email for that. If you want to send a donation, you don't have to wait, okay? ONYXCON@gmail.com is also PayPal. @ONYXCON is our Venmo, and #ONYXCON is our Cash App. Anytime, anywhere in the world, whatever you can, we appreciate it. Thank you, But I just know people are all about convenience. So if someone's watching something, it's like to have to go over to Cash App, to have to go over to PayPal, do the transaction. People can be lazy. I'll just be real. That's just what it is. Or people just, are so spoiled by the convenience of other things that they get lazy. So if it's on the screen here and you had that option, I know more and more people would do it that way. But I want to only be able to allow people who would be those people to talk in the first place. That's going to be the only people allowed to talk once we monetize like that. I'm letting y'all know right now. So if you know you ain't on no troll BS, and you can prove it, like, you got to have that's the other thing about that. To be vetted for this true monetization nation that is active and being able to talk and chat it up and plan things, I will want to know more about you. So you got to have a public website, or web page, here, or Instagram or Facebook, somewhere I can look and see that you're a normal person, not a robot, not a scammer, not some thug, not somebody sitting in a lonely apartment with what I'm saying, with an ashtray with a bunch of blunts in it and some daggum, and that's, ain't got nothing in the refrigerator, but you got a loaded Glock and you always talking snot, There's a lot of nutballs out here, you know what I mean? I know for a fact there's a lot of nutballs. And then you got the other versions. I just gave you one picture, I give you another picture. You got the high-teched out, got money, but miserable, lonely, weird, crazy fool who knows how to hack stuff and be out here trying to scam people and get little information. Like, sometimes I hesitate on even giving my Cash App and stuff, because Cash App is one of those apps that unfortunately is plagued by scammers. But I've learned that, hell, all of them can be hit, so you just can't live in fear, man. You gotta just walk out the door with your chest out, let folk know, look, I'm gonna be here no matter what y'all do, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna protect mine. Trust that. So that, you put it down like that and leave the rest to the universe. Because the wrath of the universe is gonna set it straight. It ain't gonna take no stuff off of nobody. So it's gonna be all right. As long as you're on the right side of the universe and nature, it's gonna be all right. I know this. I walk in this every day. I have to. That's the only thing that gives me complete stability, is knowing what I just said. the universe got me. I'm gonna be all right. So, yeah, I want to be able to do more for the people who really show that they are about more. And what I was saying about my good brother Richie Mack, he said, yo, it's all about the numbers of watch hours, because that's how they put the ads on your content. And you ain't gonna make, he said straight up, and it made total sense, because I've watched so many videos, just countless videos of YouTubers that have been successful talk about the formula. And it's pretty easy at this point to confirm. It don't matter who it is. They all may say it a little different than the next, but they all saying the same thing. You gotta post regular. You gotta interact with your people, like I do with y'all all the time, every day. I like going live. I like going live when I can, like I said, I've learned to just cut off access, man. Don't let everybody talk. They don't have the right until they show they can. It's like any other part of life. People gotta vet themselves. You gotta vet them to show they're worthy of your presence. Once they show they cool, hey, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's happening? Hey, it's good, bring it in, but if you coming off any kind of weird, the exit door stayed open from the minute I saw you. It's like, and we can kick you out too. It's real easy. It's a button away, on here and in real life, buttons. So no, ain't nobody playing, man. Ain't nobody playing. Too much to protect, too much to lose, to allow cyberbullying to destroy all this time and years I put in on this thing. And if you're wondering why I'm even bringing this up, trust me, I've been through some stuff, and even recently is what I'm saying. I had a reminder. Somebody came on a live and said some really crazy stuff, and I realized, man, this is why I be on edge. I try not to be, but this is why I be like, ready to go. But I said, no, man, I'm not gonna let that energy take over and become the prime thing whenever I'm talking. No, hell with that. Just let them die. Let them die digitally and otherwise. They're gonna die. They're gonna kill themselves. You ain't gotta worry about them. Let them fade out. Just once you put up the boundaries, lock it all down. See, it's funny, because I said this yesterday on one of my lives. I said, yo, I would not even use this if I knew there was no way to block, because it's too much BS in the world, but since you can, it's like, yo, we're gonna be all right. So yeah, watch hours is everything. And the more of that you got, the more your channel will monetize once it is monetized. Once you get the AdSense program, they're gonna see, okay, this person is really active. They're out here every day doing, either dropping a video, making a video live, or putting up a short, which is exactly what I do daily. I put up at least one short, one live, and a video daily. Well, maybe not a video daily. When I say video, I mean edited videos. I do less and less of those, only because I've learned, save your energy, put it into the best thing you can put out. And even all of them don't have to be Academy Award winning, presentations. I've even cut back on pushing myself to that insanity. Like, man, it's cool. Most people, as long as they can hear you and see you and it's clear picture, whatever you got to say and do is more important. And I'm gonna say that again. Just like watch hours are more important than the amount of people that are subscribers, I'm gonna say this to all my YouTubers. What you are talking about, and if your sound and picture are clear, are all that really matter. It doesn't even matter if you have great sense of graphic design and everything. Like, I'm a professional artist. Thus, most of all my thumbnails are off the chain. To me, I know they are. I know quality work, so I know what I'm doing. And I use templates that other artists give you a very helpful hand. I use Canva, okay? And me being an artist, I know how to work with the collaborative effort, if you will, of other people's copyright-free, formatted stuff that all I gotta do is drag and drop and drag. But I start with my photos. It's my photos, it's my screenshots, my, understanding again of graphic design and lettering and all these good things and kerning and all that good stuff, if you know what I'm saying. I do all of that. So by the time I put something out, it's gonna be impactful. It's gonna make you say, ooh, wait a minute, what's that? And the results tell it. I ain't gotta brag. It just is what it is. I mean, my best looking thumbnails get them views. I'll take a video that didn't have but me and somebody else looked at it, and that was it. And if I drop, and like when I go do my gaming content, a lot of times I just don't have time to catch up with myself on how much of it I put out, until maybe one day I'll sit down and say, man, I've done like 10 gaming videos. Let me do these thumbnails. I got to do something. I got to make spruce these things up, make them look like something. And I'll just take a couple of my screenshots from the actual presentation or other screenshots I got, put that with some really cool fonts and graphics. Man, that same video, 50 views within 3 days or so. It was only 2 views on that mug because you put a nice thumbnail on it. People gonna say, "Ooh, what's that? What's that? Oh man, that look kind of tight. What is that?" Period. It works. It's the law of human nature, yo. It starts with the senses. You gotta speak to the senses. People they get a hold of it. That's what art is. I always tell y'all the definition of art is any and every creative expression that ignites, makes react the senses. Okay, your senses they wake up. They say, "Whoa." Whether you like it or not, like, oh, even if it's disturbing, you're like, wait a minute, what is that? Oh, ooh, what is that? Oh, what is that? Whatever it is, it's gonna get you going. That's all. It's all about the numbers of watch hours, people. So the longer y'all sit, ride, do dishes, whatever you doing, you know what I'm saying? I tell people I love to know that y'all sometimes y'all like me and trust my content enough that whatever I got to say will be interesting enough to just listen to, and you ain't even got to be watching. Like if you got to do some errands around the house, but you got the volume up enough for you to hear me, I appreciate you, because I do that. What I'm literally saying I do. When I don't have time to really sit and watch, or I want to double task because I don't want to get caught up watching and then I don't finish other things I got to do, I don't cut off the people I like to watch. I cut it on and make it background music. Like I'll listen to, today I was watching, shout out to Check in Effect, major traveler, young brother, all over the world. He be everywhere for real. And he was in Thailand, doing some content in Thailand. And I think I sat through about 2 videos. And his videos be long as hell. Like, you know, like shit, man. Check could go for an hour and a half sometimes, at least an hour on them real ones. And like sometimes they're short, but most of his videos are long. But I like the brother's energy, and I'm gonna say something this about Check too. He a real one. I followed Check on Instagram, hit him on the DMs, told him, man, I've been a fan for a long time, man. Proud of what you do. Keep doing what you do. You know, supportive words. Never figure he might see it, he might not. But at least I put in my words of confidence and promoting him and letting him know you got a fan, bro. I hope you keep doing what you do. He not only followed back, but he wrote back like, thanks for that. I was like, yo, that's what's up. You know what I mean? I tell you, man, would love to do some content with you sometime. You know what I mean? So, and if it's meant to be, that's gonna happen, because the places he be are some of the places I want to go. So it's never. I learned a long time ago from being in the film business. Some of my greatest, you know, oh man, I'd love to meet this person, this actor, this actress. I done worked on set with them. I done talked with them. I done got friends with some of these people. It's like life is amazing. Like it really happens. Keep on living and just be on the right side of the universe. Be on the right side of the energy. And it will happen. All the good things you want will come to you. It really does, I'm telling you. Speaking from experience, not from chit chat, not like what I say, barbershop, beauty shop talk. Just a bunch of people running their mouth. Half of them don't know what they're talking about. Maybe one does, and everybody don't want to listen to them because they feel ignorant and they feel, you know, slighted because they don't know what that person knows. It's like, well, you could know if you just listen, but they don't want to listen. You know, their ego all in it. So anyway. Yeah. So yeah, we don't do that here. We acknowledge real intelligence, and anybody know more than we know, we want to be friends. We don't want to make an enemy. Let me be friends with this smart person that knows stuff I wish I knew. And they got good energy. They're not treating me, you know, lesser than or anything. They cool. They just, they vet who comes around them. You can't be around them without being vetted. That's just natural human protection. Speaking of which, so another thing I'm about to possibly do, because these videos do real well for me. I've learned that reaction videos is like its own phenomenon, and I've done a few, but I tend to, I mean, like technically a review or, you know, is a reaction interview. So I mean, reviews are reaction, you know, videos, because when I've done ones for music, you know, talking about albums and things, it's a reaction. You know what I'm saying? You're doing a review, you're doing your genuine thoughts, what you felt when you listened to the music. So it's another type of reaction. Those do well for the channel, and I enjoy doing them. And it's like all this is genuine. Like everything I do is genuine. It really is something I have an interest in. It's just whether or not I've just learned that I can't afford the amount of time it takes in editing and everything else to literally just be insistent that I'll do a certain topic when there's not enough of an audience for it, when we got so many other categories I can cover. I got to stick to the ones that are winning the most, especially going into 2025. That's going to be part of my plan. Like, whatever's winning the most, y'all going to see way more of that wherever possible. And I stress that wherever possible because for some types of content like fishing, I've had really good numbers on some of my fishing videos. And I know it could become a bigger part of the channel, but I cannot afford to fish as much as I used to. And it's like, you know, after that world crisis pandemic, yo, we were able to do a lot back then. We were able to go all the time. That's all I did to stay sane. That was my thing, was fishing and hiking. That is when the ONYXCON fishing tournament was born. Out of that necessity. And out of that realization that this is what I would be doing with my time in life. A lot of the time, probably about half of my recreational time would be on the water if I had no bills to be worried about. And that's why I keep telling y'all hit that subscribe button, because if you like that content, hey, I'm gonna deliver. You know what I'm saying? I will deliver, but you gotta make life, me and all my team, we got to get comfortable to be able to do this work. I can't, like, there's people I have that, you know, when I say my team, it ain't really a huge group of people that I'm referencing when I say that. I can count them on one hand. And they're reliable in the sense that they send me suggested content on Instagram to post, and I appreciate them. But besides them, and besides immediate family support and putting the bug in my ear every now and then that, keep going, I see you doing it, it's gonna happen, you know. Other than that, it ain't really, let me not forget, hold on, wait a minute. And other than my 20 some odd people who are legit 99 cent a month subscribers on Instagram, there ain't too many other folk to be talked about, really. I mean, because the other number, like when I was talking about the power of these numbers, what did my man say? It ain't about the amount of followers or subscribe. I mean, it is, we need subscribers, but I'm saying it ain't about the number though. It's about how much they watch. Anybody can hit the button and be like, yeah, okay, I like this, cool. And then forget about you. Go look at something else. Go look at so much of something else that the algorithm doesn't stop suggesting your page, so your numbers don't reflect your real fandom. You have to be doing this. They don't, and then they out of sight, out of mind. The algorithm will put you in front of them if you keep saying, I like that, meaning you keep watching it. If the more you watch it, the algorithm says, yeah, I like it. They actually like this. Make sure you put ONYXCON as a suggested. Whatever we post, you're gonna see it every day if you keep watching. If you're a subscriber, but you ain't watching, it's like an empty vote. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't count really. Keep watching. Keep watching. Check in daily. Don't let the algorithm tell you what you like. You tell it what you like. And the only way you do that is some days it ain't gonna have our latest post up at the top of the page when you check into YouTube. You're gonna have to put in search ONYXCON, and then we're gonna come up. Whatever our latest videos are, whatever the channel is doing, you're gonna see it. Then watch some content. You know what I mean? That's how you can help us. That's how you can truly help us in 2025. Because once we get, that amount of watch hours we need, if we get monetized, and if we can get a budget flowing, it's on and popping. You understand me? On and popping, y'all. On and popping. That's when it's gonna get crunk around here. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all ain't seen that. If you think about all our best, and I was thinking about doing this too. I did a video saluting the best of this year and everything, but I want to do another one. Because the one I did so far is cool. I like it, but it was mostly just a promo to get people to subscribe. And I just flashed a lot of our best thumbnails to suggest some content. But I want to do a video where I do clips, and I was inspired. Tell you, each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? I was inspired by watching Cam Newton's channel. I watch Cam. I'm subscribed to Cam's channel. You know what I'm saying? I be watching Funky Fridays and his follow-ups after all the games, where he do all the highlights and talks with his co-host and everything, and they chat it up. And I like his format. I've always liked Cam as a person and as an athlete, so I respect him. You know, in general, I think he's a really cool dude. So I was watching. There was somebody, you know, whoever does his editing did a great job of clips of all his best top moments of 2024. And there was episodes. It made me want to go watch some stuff I missed, which is really great advertising, because I was like, wait a minute, I ain't see that one, because like most of them I had seen. So I was like, yeah, I remember that one. Oh, I remember that one too. Oh boy, was that one crazy. Wow, that interview was nutty. What the heck? You know, and it was all his interviews from Funky Friday. That's especially what this was about. And I said, man, oh man, there was one lady on there, a doctor or somebody, I forget her name, pretty lady, but she had some heavy points. And I almost thought she was this other pretty doctor lady who had been on there, because they all had the same kind of look, I hate to say, but it is what it is. Some folk are stereotyping themselves. They don't even know it. But I almost thought it was the same person just because the look was so same. And I said, wait a minute, that's not her, that's another lady. And I'm listening, and I'm like, oh, ooh, she dropping some gems here. She dropping some gems. So, and they were talking about relationships. And as you may know, we do a thing called relationship goals in the art life. So I'm thinking of doing something similar to that video and covering our best of clips from 2024. Like take all the best of my travel vlogs, the best of my gaming, best of my relationship goals in the art life, best of like all those different shows we do here. And it'll give you a smorgasbord of what we are. It's like, you know, and that's a good thing to start off the year with anyway, because it keeps it fresh, and it keeps people knowing this is what you get when you subscribe here. You get the potential of seeing all of this, you know, and it's gonna be, and I'm thinking about how much stuff is gonna be in this video, and I'm gonna try and keep it like 10 minutes. I don't want it to be too long, maybe even 5, because I just want it to be a buffet, and it's gonna be a lot of little quick, you know, boom, 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 boom moments. Some of them longer than others, just like I saw with Cam's, whoever edited that for him on his team. They did a great job, because some parts, they knew this is really important, so I'm gonna let this one drag out long, and then they chop it up, and then they would come back to one, so you saw it in pieces. Like if you saw a piece of one, you're like, that was kind of interesting. Then it'd be the next thing, then it'd be the next thing, and then they come back to the one you thought was interesting again, give you a little bit more of that one. So before the video's over, you done seen like 3 or 4 different parts of that same interview. You don't feel like you saw the whole thing. You saw some of the main points that were being made, and it makes you want to watch the whole thing. So good. Hope that inspires somebody else who's a YouTuber to do exactly that, because these techniques work, man. It's like we all gotta, you know, we inspire each other, and I say let's go for it, right? Another one would be when I was talking about relationship goals in the art life. I have, like I say, I do a lot of reaction videos. I watch the Pop the Balloon, the original, real Pop the Balloon, okay, with the African sister, Arlette Amuli, and her husband do the production of that one out in Arizona. Great show. One of the most professional, most poised and professional, not ratchet ones that exist. All the rest of them are ratchet and stupid. Hers, every now and then somebody might be ratchet, but that ain't the content itself. It's just that one guest acting a fool. And even then, you can tell they've been told, and they're on contract, you can only go but so far. We allow but only so much cussing. We allow, you know, you can tell it's a real professional environment, and I appreciate that. So anyway, they did a new thing that they were doing this year where they do the catching up with people who did match on the show. And those tend to be kind of depressing, to be honest, because most of the people, when they catch up with them, when she's sitting there talking with them, there's no love. Like, they were so into each other on camera in front of everybody, but then when they actually talk about their first dates, or if they even try to have a first date, it'd be like, man, these people ain't looking for nothing real. Or it'd be one person is, and the other person is over here just, yeah, they got on the show strictly for clicks, which I don't have no problem with people trying to build a life on social media if that's part of what you do. I mean, I do this, so I get it. but you got to be genuine about relationship stuff. Like if that's part of your goal too, just be real about it. I'm like, you know, I get that it's a dating show and all of that, but but just be real about trying to connect. That's all. You know. So anyway, these people, most of the time, it's almost to the point now. It's a stereotype. I could spoof the hell out of this so easy if I did a comedy sketch, and if anybody knew the show, they would be howling, laughing at what I would do, because it always goes the same way. Arlette is so cool, calm, and collected, and she asks them, "So, what's up, guys? How's it been? What's been going on? You guys been on a date since the show?" And they're like, "You want to answer that?" It always goes like that. The guy is always like the girl to the girl, "You want to answer that?" And then she's always throwing it back. "No, you want to answer that?" Like, God damn, what is all this? I've heard that same, "You want to do?" "No, you go." "No, it's on you. Go on, tell them." And whenever I hear that, I already know, here come the hell. Oh boy, it was not good. It didn't work out. They hate each other. They find out they really didn't have nothing in common. It just falls freaking apart. These people can't they can't make water stick to grits. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a good one. I'm gonna have to keep using that. They can't make water stick to grits. These mofos, they just gonna find a way to mess it up if they can. And what's pathetic is, and it goes both ways. Yeah, it'll be a two-sided thing most of the time. But every now and then, it'll be like, you know, the guy is on some BS and the lady is just protecting herself from being hurt. And other times it'd be the dude is a good dude and the girl is on some BS and he just trying to protect himself from being hurt. And that's what this last one I saw was like. Yo, because the dude was like, I can remember on the show when they were flirting with each other to even get together. He was already being every bit of what he was going to be. He wasn't putting on no airs. He was like, I'm a fun guy. He's a real lively dude. Obviously flirty, and was trying to, you know, allude to sensual energy with how beautiful he felt the lady was and all this. And she's eating it up because she liked to get her ego stroked. But quiet as kept. I never forget, it seemed like, if I remember right, she kind of hesitated when Arlette asked the golden question, do you have any more questions? Do you have any more questions? We got our man. And she do her whole match thing. I said, when she asked the woman, I never forget, I think I remember her hesitating. Like, yeah. But I was like, oh, gosh. He was like, hell yeah. Like, let's go. Let's go with this woman. Let's go. But that'd be the problem. You know what I'm saying? And it's only natural for a man. We gonna be like that when we see beauty. And women will be like, a real woman gonna be like that when she sees something in us physically. But I don't like the fact that some, not all, it's a certain energy. It really is a specific type of woman. I've dealt with her type. I know what this is. So I felt so sorry for the bruh because she was one of these like super prim and proper. Okay, great, good. Yeah, you're a fine lady. No one wants a just straight hussy out here. But do you have a fun side? Can you get loose once you know you trust me and we vetted each other? You know you like me. I know I like you. When it comes to the sensual, you're gonna be dancing around the flame, or we gonna jump right in because we got on. You know, we ain't gonna get burned. We got on all the protection. We just gonna get in the fire and make more fire. I mean, what are we doing here? And it's never the right energy with this kind of person, right? Sorry, y'all. I'm checking orders between, you know. The work don't stop. But I was saying, I am a professional actor. I know how to cut it off and cut it on. I remember exactly where I was and what I was talking about. So, a certain type of lady will like play with that sensual energy because typically the number one reason, if she's some farce of being religious, okay, I'm not religious. Oh, let me say this already now. Views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of all of ONYXCON sponsors, affiliates, associates, etc., etc., etc. Okay? I got Christians, Muslims, any denomination, any group of whatever that follow and love what I do and love my organization. Understand I'm an individual and I'm an objective individual. And I think that's why, I know that's why I'm so cool with any and everybody when it comes to, if they're an objective individual like me, we can still talk, we can still communicate, we can still do a lot of things. I've dated ladies who are straight up church-going Christian girls, but they also are a complete human being, and they like the fact that all the Christian men they knew, I was the most honest they had ever met. Hello. So, you know, there's different levels to this like anything. There are people who are truly orthodox in their practice and they don't waver on what they about and what they say they about and their limits and their boundaries, etc. But most people I know who be claiming to be so religious, especially Christian, are some of the most sinning, maniacal, all over the place, confused ass people I know. That's just the truth of what I know about them. And this woman was a prime example of a girl who all her life is known she's attractive. She was a pretty little girl. She grew up into be a pretty gorgeous grown woman. What was really funny is during the whole interview, they're in their homes. The guy's in the house, there's nothing in the background other than a staircase and whatever, if this is his house, whatever, and a plant. Behind the lady, there's two framed pictures. One is her at what looks like it could have been one of her birthday celebrations at a dinner table, dressed like a princess with a tiara on, with a whole bunch of glittery stuff on her dress and, of course, in the tiara. She's a very attractive lady. Now, this is a beautiful brown, beautiful woman. She is pretty. Right? And she's smiling away like everything, the world is her oyster at the table because she had all her gifts and friends and everybody's worshiping her at this day. And then the next picture is some quote about some scripture or something with the G-O-D, big as I don't know what, to make you know. That's what I'm talking about and that's what I'm all about. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, right. Heard it, seen it all before. Oh my gosh. And you know, I'm not gonna over talk it. Like I said, this is just brainstorming this, like I tend to do when I go live, is helping me to remind myself this one's gonna be good when I do this. So I need to do this one before the year's up. This one might get me some decent numbers because, like I said, I don't do no disingenuine content. If I decide to go through everything it takes to edit this stuff, it's a thought. It's a real feeling in me that I want to express, and I'm hoping somebody else will learn from it, relate to it. Most importantly, learn from it, because we make edutainment here. That's what I'm all about. That's what ONYXCON really ultimately is. Edutainment. But the bottom line is the guy and her did not live in the same state. Like a lot of the contestants on the show, most of them don't be from where the show is filmed in Arizona, in Phoenix. So, I think it's Phoenix. I don't know exactly. I know it's Arizona. So, yeah, they be from everywhere. I've seen people on there from New York, Cali, Atlanta. Hell, one of my homeboys in the film biz was on there one time. Not a serious homeboy, like I really hang out with this dude and know him like that. But we cool when we see each other on a set. Like, hey, man, I ain't seen you in a minute, bro. What's happening, fam? You know, that kind of thing. But he was on there. So any and everybody can be on this thing. For real, for real. And they were in different states. And the brother works for like the post office or something. Good, solid job. Okay. But there was a little bit of something about that when they were on the show. Like, you know, she kind of weighing him in on how much he making because he only does that. And it's like, all my friends I've ever known who work for the post office make good, solid money that can take care of a household. If you ain't got to live like Princess Diana But again, what was behind her while she was talking? Yeah. And then there's this false mess. There's a narrative that's been falsely put on the concept of royalty, that these people don't have a sensual life if they are part of a kingdom that was about Christianity, and especially the Euro version of it, because that's where all this is coming from, through colonization. Black folks trying to be stuff that they've seen white folks do in royalty in Europe in ancient times, medieval times, medieval especially, that they knew nothing of. And it's not that we weren't part of these stories, because we were there. There were black people, Africans in royal courts in Europe and all of that's all part of history. Okay, black knights, the whole nine. But I'm saying for little black girls growing up with the whole tiara thing, the way that whole the big puffy dress, the whole Cinderella, all of that is a very super European concept and from medieval times. Now, that's not to say that cultures can't, like I said, we were there. So I don't have any problem with cross-cultural references and influences. I'm American. I grew up wearing a lot of clothes that started in Europe in style and everything. But my people also had a huge influence on a lot of what people think is only European, when in actuality it's a multitude of different people's influences that went into the gumbo of everything we do, not just in style. But mentally, what irks me is when I see a young black woman in her 20s or 30s who's saying, well, I'm a Christian, I'm a certain type of woman. This is something she said in the interview. I just have certain values. Because basically I didn't finish my sentence. Let me say what I was going to say. The guy flew her out because they don't live in the same state. It's always been a joke that, if a man is serious enough about you to fly you out, if he's any kind of gentleman, that's not to say as soon as you get off the plane, he like, all right, baby, so what's up with them draws? No, but the expense of flying someone to your residence and for you to accept the offer implies that if everything goes right, we are going to have sex. All right? That's just grown people being grown. Nobody's paying for plane tickets just because they want to show you. I can show you a bunch of really cool outings and pay for an expensive meal and all of that. No, man. And nobody wants to fly somebody out to put them in a hotel, even if they do, to not take you to your door and wish you good night with a kiss, hoping you say, well, come on in. That's every guy's real thoughts on it, ladies, and you ought to already know this. But some of y'all in some other stuff about this, pretending. And that's just the reality, people. That's just the reality. That is just the reality of being grown. I find that a lot of people nowadays are just being very unrealistic about the way things go, have always gone, and in some ways, rightfully so, should go. Now, I'm not by any means saying that paying for things and giving gifts automatically equals sensual experiences. No. And I am always for consensual sexual experiences. Okay? All right. Make that very damn clear. Don't play no games with my words. I am by no means saying that if a lady is not willing, or even if the guy is not willing, that things should go down. No. Everybody should be a willing party when it comes to sensuality. But I'm saying, if you are dating, it's called dating. And if you go on a show for singles, no one's going on the date. They say pop the balloon or find love. Now, love has many components to it. For grown, able-bodied, sexually functioning, grown-ass people. So I expect that when people go on a dating show that says you either pop the balloon, get rejected, or find love, get accepted. In acceptance, you are already opening the door to the possibility of not only sex, but god damn it, yes, sex is part of the fucking equation. Stop playing with yourself, people. Grow up. Grow up. Grow up. Or stop calling yourself grown, because you're not. Grown people be, okay? Somebody, I know yo, if y'all take this and turn it viral and make that a clip for something, y'all better give me my credit. You better show my face. You better say, hey, Joseph R. Will III, when he was wilding out for one of his lives, said that. That's who that is saying that. Don't be using my voice and don't give me my damn credit. You hear me? Because I know y'all. I know how the internet thing gonna work. Oh my gosh. And grown folk be getting it in if they grown. You take all the right, yeah, you use what you gotta use, you do what you gotta do, you do it right. That's how it moves, all right? And there's a lot of people out here using the word dating and they don't even know what the hell it means no more. They just, and this was a prime example of it. It's almost as if this lady expected this guy to literally fly her out, took her, I mean, the dude said, man, when he started breaking down, and she even broke it down. So it wasn't like she could deny everything he said wasn't true, that he did all these different places. And I'm talking about, he said a museum. I was thinking, entry fees. Lunch, we went brunch. Oh snap! Dinner. Oh, 3 different meals. Oh, how many days was it? A whole weekend. Oh snap! So Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday, or at least 2 days. Friday and a Saturday, or Saturday and a Sunday. Come on, man. Are you freaking kidding me? And it was very well put. I give them both credit for the way they alluded to his letdown of being told no, she's not sexually interested, because he said that, he said, I just realized maybe I may have been going too fast because that's what I'm used to. I relate, bro. I relate. Translation. This is a handsome guy who's used to getting the kind of attention that don't have to wait long if the person likes his energy. Because it ain't just how you look, it's what you done. He didn't say, I showed up and said, yeah, what's up, girl? Give it to me. No, he took the lady out. He had all the right intentions and did everything. And he said, I thought I'm doing everything, all right or whatever. And at the end, I don't think she was responding to me the way I was responding to her. He was like, just look at her. He kept giving her props and she's loving it. And I think to myself, well, there's the damn problem. She get that all her life. That's nothing new for her. And anytime the camera's on, it's worse. Because I'm sure the camera's on, she'd be like, oh, God, could you not tell me? Yeah, I can easily not tell you one more damn time how pretty you are. Goodbye. Just keep it moving, man. Gotta stop souping up the heads of those who don't deserve it. The frame is one thing, and it's easier said than done, fellas. I understand, man. The universe done created some absolutely gorgeous specimens out here. There's some women walking this earth that literally make you just say, well, can I give her a brain transplant? Because God dang, there's some people out here that'll make you feel like that. There's some women out here. Man, as I say that, I'm thinking about this one woman that I follow. I mean, a lot of them, but there's one I follow on Instagram. That's the epitome of the Instagram model. The epitome of the IG model, who is look like she probably is a former stripper. I'm gonna just be real, because the way she twerk, she be twerking and all that. She's so stereotypical. She does all the little coquettish grins and winks and kiss at the cameras and make love to your phone videos. When they holding their phone and they just really seducing the phone because they know you're the phone, you're the viewpoint. They just, man, they be on that mess. And it's like some of them are just okay at it, but some of them are literally geniuses at this. She's one of the damn geniuses, right? And she's built like freaking Jessica Rabbit on steroids. If you don't know what Jessica Rabbit is, look her up. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? You'll understand. She's built like that, but like take out the cartoon and make it real. Like this is real life, and this is a human being walking around with butt like that, thighs like that, breasts like that, and a face like that, and lips like that, and hair like that. I mean, she's a woo-woo. She's insane. She's absolutely insanely sexy, pretty, you name it. She got it. Right? And the wobbly, it's the definition of wobbly. When she walk, she ain't got to do nothing but flex one muscle. And this thing is doing tricks like left, right, in the middle, bring it together, wobbly, waves. And And you sit there looking, and then she put it in slow motion for your ass. Slow motion for me, slow motion for me, slow motion for me, baby, slow motion for me. Now, if you're a lady looking at me up here with my silliness, and you loving me, and you wondering, I guess I wouldn't have a chance then, because I ain't got none of that. Baby. It's entertainment. It's entertainment. And I'm speaking as a man who's been with women who have some of these attributes. Like, for real. Okay? But I'm going to tell you something about even that. Most of the ones I'm thinking of when I think about, it didn't work out. Because what they lacking up here, they put it all into this. Their whole focus throughout life has been their body. And all of everything they've ever been able to accomplish has been because of their body. Take away that, some of them empty as hell. And I think the ones, especially the ones I'm thinking of, the only reason I could have even tolerated them long enough to get down, because because we grown. grown, right? Fellas, holla if you hear me, damn it. Hit that subscribe button, stop playing with me. Grown. Triple X grown, excuse me. So I'm saying, when you grown, right? You just don't, it's different, man. It's different. You know how to maneuver even around that. You know how to be like, well, there's enough of me. And in the case of one I'm thinking of, when I say in my own life, the person came at me. It was amazing. I was like, well, damn, she liking me like that. Like, okay, well, cool. You know, so I ain't even had to shoot my shot, so to speak. Shot was shot at me, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? And I was caught up in the glory of the moment and had my enjoyment, whatever. But, you know, I'm going to be real with you. From a bragging standpoint, if I just want to throw it in the face of some dude that might think, oh, this dude be talking, man, he ain't got no baddies like that. He ain't got no, bam, you know, like showing the picture, it'd be like, damn, that's her. Yeah, that is you. Oh, shit. Yeah. See how she hugged up on the man? Stop playing with me. You know, it's like, but it ain't even, I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care. These moments are for me. Them cookies is mine, right? But what I done learned from them moments in life is that what's funny about it is, if the person is empty like I'm talking about, it doesn't matter, fellas. I know you might think, man, it's all this what. Don't you mess up with you. If you got a real woman that ain't built like that, ain't got all the gigantic cartoon boobies, the BBL, and bruh, do not mess up thinking, oh man, I ain't lived until I get that one that look like that. Bruh. I'm not saying hey, if you got time on the clock, I'm talking about your life clock, your personal clock, your age, your faculties, your body, everything. If you know you got time to explore, keep exploring. I'm the first one to tell you that, because I done been married too soon and shouldn't have never been married that young and all that stuff. But if you know, you done all your best or had the most fun and now you just ready to like, man, let me cool out and settle on somebody who's shown me that they've been vetted. I vetted them, they vetted me. We right for each other. This is a beautiful thing. Settle your ass down and stay down. Stay down for each other. Stay down. Don't mess it up over no, because I'm telling you, a lot of what be on the other side of all that, just a body, man, it's so empty. It is like, it's not in the one I'm thinking of when I made that one example, she ain't nowhere in my top 10. No, not at all. Nope. I'd have to make a different list if it was just all about body. Yeah, she's in there for that. But I'm talking about a complete human being. She ain't on the list. Not really, because she was empty. She had a lot of problems mentally that I realized later. And I said, oh, man, gosh, I dodged a bullet not to get caught up in that nonsense. And for her to, you know, just dismiss herself just as much as she introduced herself, she kind of dismissed herself, because they be flighty, yo. That's another thing. They ghosting, all kinds of stuff. They got too much on their plate. They got drama, y'all. They got drama. I'm trying to tell you from experience, fellas, young bucks, trying to work. Hey, this is true woke. Y'all be misusing the word before politicians got a hold of it and twisted the meaning of it. I'm talking about the real definition of woke. All right, this true woke. This true. I'm giving you some real. All right. Somebody about my age is tapping you on the shoulder and say, you better listen to that man. He know what he talking about. That's all I'm trying to tell you. So anyway, back to the topic. Like, watching this show was kind of hurtful, man, to see how Brad put in so much work. I knew what that bill must like. See, what women don't understand, I thought to myself as I was watching it, I said, I bet you that man put some of that stuff on a credit card too. Man. Because depending on how you got your finances situated, the convenience and the trap of credit, it's so alluring. It's so alluring. And it'll get you caught up in ways, man. Yeah. Just imagine putting a whole bunch of dates. The cost to get into certain things, the gas, the freaking, I mean, hell, groceries, you know what I'm saying? If she came by your spot, whatever, the flight, especially the flight. With somebody you done flown out, for them to get there and be talking about, well, wait a minute, do we have a misunderstanding? You seem to be coming at me one way, and I didn't think that's why you wanted to see me. I just thought you wanted to take me out, show me a good time, fly me across the country, and no, I'm not trying to have any kind of sexual experience with you, sir. Huh? Damn. There shouldn't be a bunch of BS reasons as to why y'all can't take things to another level once resources are being exhausted. Someone is spending money. Someone's doing, the work to be in your life. Because that's what it requires of us as men. If we're going to do the whole gentleman thing that's expected of us, especially with dealing with the princess archetype that this lady represented, and I've dated a few of these types of women, okay? And I made it very clear. I'm like, look, I think of one in particular who said something one time that let me know, okay, she's worth the stress. But I'll never forget her saying, she was like, I don't let nobody chase me that I don't want to be caught by. I said, all right. and she knew how to just say certain things like that when we were in the stage of, and it's a perfect example to use for what we're talking about in comparison to what happened on this show, because this guy and this woman were in two different places. Me and this person were in two different places. They were coming to Atlanta. They weren't in Atlanta yet. And they were going to move here. And I knew this. So I was walking myself towards what became somebody I dated when they physically were here. But the whole time, she was very sensual in her nature. She expressed that. But she's also like, and I'm a princess type, and I'm real, and you got to be the man and be a gentleman. And so I'm like, I'm cool with that. That's how I was raised. That ain't no problem. Just don't be playing with my time and my damn money. That's too, don't do that. Just be respectful of the energy I'm giving you. We'll have an incredible time. And we did. And even with her, there were times when, she kind of played certain little mental games. But the difference was she wasn't joking. She wanted to be caught, so to speak. So it still made it fun. But, I mean, we worked our way around all of that. It never got in the way of us really connecting. So I've learned that there's different types of people, and even within an archetype, there's different types of that archetype. Like you can have the high maintenance woman, and that was the other thing that kept being said in the interview is that, people think I'm high maintenance. I'm like, shit, you are. Not only are you a high maintenance archetype, you're the worst kind because you have an illusion about what it is to be that. Like you can want nice things and want people to shower you with gifts and all that stuff. That doesn't mean, but you have to understand that everything comes with a price, and the sad part about sex is it doesn't even have a price. It ought to just be understood. If that's the type of relationship you want with somebody at some point, give them the respect of the energy they're putting in. It's simple and plain. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Marinate on it, holla back, peace.